Hey everyone, just want to look at another track that kind of uses contrasting changes in the dynamics a little bit differently than the short break we saw in the previous track. So this is the demo I did for Nucleus, the library by Audio Imperio, and I think it is a fairly good example of ways to use dynamics to enhance the final section of your piece. So let's just have a quick listen to it, and then I'm going to go into the details of some of the mindsets and thoughts behind structuring it the way I did. And bear in mind, this was made in just, I think, a couple of hours on my laptop in Norway using this library. So I really love this library because it allows me to work really fast and make it sound good straight out of the box. But it also proves that some of the principles I'm talking about here can help you create tracks really fast once you kind of make them second nature. So let's have a listen to it. So that's the big finale of the track. And one of the key things that I've done to make this ending sound as large as it does in this context is that I've simply made it, first of all, the largest part of the track, but also really tried to minimize the amount of dynamic peaks I have in the track as a whole, and also try to limit how many seconds of the track actually sounds very large and grandiose. So most of the track, all of the intro, and most of the middle parts of this track are fairly soft and understated. It's only this little crescendo here that's the only section that comes close in terms of intensity. But what I've done, as we talked about, I didn't go from here to here and just go straight into this. Like this. Now suddenly this sounds softer, which it is. You can even see that in this waveform. So what I've done to make sure that this final section really stands out and lifts the piece is that I've taken things all the way down again to one of the softest parts of the whole track. And this whole section is fairly soft. It's only at the very end it just ramps into the following section. It's not a gradual build like in the other track. And this just kind of drags out this dynamic and makes the listener's ear settle for this dynamic again. And this makes sure that when I ramp into this section, it appears a lot larger. So that is a different way of approaching the kind of way of using dynamics to enhance certain sections. And another consideration I made is that I want this to be long enough for the ear to really settle for this and then ramp into this section, rather than just having a tiny little section that is quiet and then going to the loudest section. Because this would not be enough to really kind of make the ear settle for this dynamic as the normal level again. And it would diminish the effect of this part. So it's kind of the opposite of what I did for the more static building one that we just looked at, and a different kind of consideration. So in this one, again, I wanted to kind of settle the ears for a lighter, quieter dynamic. And that's one of the reasons I stretched out this part and kind of took the listener on a journey and then ramp up into the final section. And in general, these loud peaks are a small part of the composition as a whole, and that is going to alone make sure that they stand out more compared to if the most of the track was really loud and I had just a few quieter parts. So these are all different ways to think about using contrast, using dynamics, and using contrasting themes to really make your biggest themes stand out and pop and sound powerful. So I hope that's been helpful. I'll see you guys later.